and welcome back to the Workbench. It's been a little while, but I'm happy to be back. Today's episode is on the long-anticipated old shape Henry. Before I begin, I would like to preface this video with what's been happening. I actually just finished my finals for the semester, and I've been pretty packed down with work, but on the bright side, however, I've been retrofitting my filming models to be a consistent quality, and soon I hope to have all the main characters fully remade. With that covered, let's get back into Henry. Ever since the beginning of my channel, I've been basing my content around Series 1, and the biggest problem for me was Henry. Being in his new shape, it bothered me, and I wanted to make my own to fit better in with the stories. ERTL never made an old-shaped Henry, and neither did barely any other merchandise ranges, so I had to get to work. Henry began life as a standard 1990s model that I found for cheap online. He was a bit battered, perfect for custom material. Now, I usually would hand-make a new shell entirely for this, and that was actually my initial plan. However, it just didn't seem right, so I tried to think of how I could turn the regular shell into his old shape. Some key differences I had to face were the Smokebox supports, the top feed, and most importantly, the firebox. To take the face off, I slid a blade down under it and popped it off. This is actually the case with most of the standard models, but I know there are a few with screws too. And then all I had to do was file off the supports, and it's flat, ready for a paper face. I started filing down the supports as a start. Luckily, it wasn't too difficult. I was able to Dremel a lot of it away, but getting it smooth was the biggest pain. Now, being silly, of course, I didn't document a lot of it because it was made whenever I had time. Sorry guys, I should be better with this. I then moved to the Smokebox, and goddamn, that sucked! I spent hours filing, dremeling, and smoothing that thing down to the right shape, and even now, I still think it's slightly too tall, but I just got to a point where I could call it done. I really didn't want to do any more. After all of that, I thought, hey, no one will notice the top feed. Yeah, you guys did, so I ended up filing it off afterwards. Whoopsie. Finally, after that ordeal, I cut some card for the supports and used it to also create the sloped shape of the Smokebox before covering it in paper and glue for a smooth finish. Okay, so I'm sure you guys noticed one major thing I missed. The splashes. The ERTL Henry follows the Season 1 model that had them removed after the Kipper crash, so adding them back on is a little bit difficult. I actually decided to ultimately leave them off for now, as at least I couldn't find a method that made them look as seamless as the others do. Let's just say it's how ERTL would have probably done them back in the day. Moving on, I finally got to painting. The later models of Henry and Percy are this very bright, almost neon green, and I just don't like it. So I toned it down a lot, and after a good 5 or so thin coats, I had full coverage. I also ended up painting the wheels to match, it just looked a bit too jarring. The lining is actually just the pre-existing lining that I painted around. With some slight touch-ups, it looks fine. I may actually come back to this later. Finally, I painted the side rods white like Gordon and Edwards. It always bothered me how they were red. Same with James. After a gloss coat and some custom faces, the model was done. While I wouldn't call this model hard to make, it was just tedious and took time. The original Henry Smokebox is this thick metal chunk, so smoothing it down can take a while. But for now, I'm pretty happy with it. It starred pretty heavily in my most recent short, and I actually had a really good time filming that, so go give it a watch. Finally, now for some channel updates. Now that I'm finished my semester, I can put some time into the channel. I unfortunately won't have a video ready for the 80th, but one will come in time. The next ERTL retrospective will be on Gordon, so I'm hoping to debut that soon. Looking forward to it. I'm sorry this video wasn't as long as some of the other workshop videos. It really just didn't have as much to talk about as I didn't really fully scratch make it, but hey, What can you do? Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe for more content. Bye!